Do you think it's ethical for the mayor of Los Angeles to seek a political endorsement from the neighborhood councils, which is supported by taxpayer dollars, for his own candidacy? And should there be tougher screening procedures of the commission appointments made by the mayor to avoid conflicts of interest?
Neighborhood councils was a concept that came out of the charter reform, and what they were intended for is to develop groups that had a parochial interest in their individual communities. And some of them have taken off and done wonderful work. Some are still determining how they want to be organized, how they vote. Some have struggled. They have been given about $50,000 per year for some of their operational expenses. Some have not come to grips on how to use that effectively. Some have used their money to enhance their community on beautification projects. Some have used it to leverage other kinds of money to help them do constructive infrastructure issues. Some have put the money to use on parties or fairs or picnics. Many times I think that has given neighborhood councils maybe a bad name. As individuals that are in the neighborhood councils will promote themselves as representing a neighborhood council, and in fact they may not. They may be a member, they may be an officer, and they go off and do something individual, but claim that it's behalf of the neighborhood council. They should not be political endorsements. They should not be endorsing products. They should be looking at ways in which they enhance their community.
So you see that there would be some accountability.
It's got to be accountability, because when you look at the neighborhood councils, you're dealing with several $1 million that you're giving them, $50,000, and there's 80 neighborhood councils now. It could go as high as 100. That's a lot of money, even in increments of $50,000.
Do you think that there is disappointment in the fact that they did jump into the political arena and endorse?
Well, I think there is disappointment because that's contrary to what the guidelines were, and I think a lot of people would not like that to occur. And when those things do occur, there's even those within the neighborhood council disagree with that. But again, I think it's also important on the other side that political officials don't use them as a rallying point to promote a political issue and then disband them when they may disagree with them.
Well, it sounds to me like you're really blaming the Mayor Hahn's campaign for seeking the endorsement in the first place.
Well, I think any political officials that misuses community groups or misuses the intent of the charter basically sends a bad message throughout the city that you're taking political advantage of a group. And when the neighborhood councils, that was one of the main issues that those who were opposed to them commented on. They will become the political arm.
What kind of oversight is there of the commission process and the political appointment process?
The process starts with the mayor making the appointment. They have to be approved by the council, but in general terms, the council very rarely rejects a commissioner. The expectation is that the mayor is picking people that are there for the right reasons, and that the mayor is going to supervise them through his deputy mayors and his administration. But what's unfortunate, in my judgment, is often people are picked for the wrong reasons. And also they're picked from a very select group. They generally are fundraisers or people who have financially supported the campaign. They're not a broad breadth of people throughout the city of Los Angeles. I've had a concern about two issues. One, the fact that the mayor appoints people that are lobbyists. A lobbyist makes a living selling information. Why would you put them in the bowels of a city organization to know when RFPs are being let or contracts? Because that's what they do for a living, is maneuver their clients through the city process. Another issue of union directors. The mayor made a point to put union presidents on many of the important commissions. How does a union official sit as a commission member, negotiate contracts with other unions, but yet be a part of the overall county federation structure as it relates to union business? So those are kinds of things that you just don't put people in a position to be in those circumstances that create ethical dilemmas. But again, you also have to monitor and supervise commissioners. Just a recent article shows a commissioner down in the harbor actually created a business to sell to the city port about emission control of large ships. So he's taking advantage of something that the commission is promoting. He created a business out of it. You find that when commissioners have an ability to get on a list and get no-bid contracts where that's not available to everyday citizens, and get well over $1 million of city revenue on no-bid contracts. And often you'll find that people aren't picked for commissions because of their history and background in that subject. They are given these commission spots because they have contributed. They may have never, ever had a interest nor a affiliation with the Los Angeles Fire Department, but they become a fire commissioner developing policies as it relates to the fire department. Same with the police department. Same with the technology. Few people in those commission spots ever had a background in the issues that they're now governing.
What about qualifications? Is there any way that there could be a requirement that a person be qualified before they get appointed to a specialized area?
It's very perfunctory background check by the mayor's office, ensuring that the person doesn't have any criminal involvement. But these ethical issues are the ones that have to be dealt with at the committee location. But what happens often is there's almost a rubber stamp, because generally the council is trying, in many instances, to be supportive of the mayor and his administration. But I think what we've seen in this administration should prompt committee assignments in the council office to be far more direct in their questioning of commissioners to see what their potential conflict is. Because we've seen it play out in the paper day after day. A commissioner's being fined, a commissioner is resigning, a commissioner has been caught in a situation that is not ethical. That should fall on the shoulders of the council. How do you have a person that's a practicing criminal attorney sit as a police commissioner and be privy to not only the issues but litigation and a variety of things within the police department, and they not recuse themselves when these issues come forward? Those are the kinds of inconsistent appointments that causes people to be put in a situation that test their ethical bearing, and many times they fail.